Hey, I'm Matt, and I'm gonna give my video bucket list, or my bucket list. Well, you're watching it, okay? This is my lifetime bucket list, and in no particular order. And I'm just gonna ramble off the top of my head, because my drive to work, I usually think about stuff like this, but and again, no particular order, but I do want to have grandchildren, and I want to spoil them rotten. I want to have the type of times that I grew up with my grandparents, where the table was in the middle of the kitchen and always playing card games, and just it was a teeny tiny little house my grandparents had, but we would all cram in there. Fairly large family, all cram in there, and it was amazing. So I want to have that type of relationship with my grandkids, and it was just amazing. So there was a patch of wall between the kitchen and my grandparents' bedroom, and it had everyone's heights on it. Everyone's heights. Even if you were a friend of one of their grandkids and you came over, your height was getting put up there. So, of course, at the very, very, very top, almost to the ceiling, was my measurement from, I think, like 2017 or something like that I wrote down back in the 90s, or probably the early 90s, because I'm the youngest and the shortest out of all my cousins. But I had to stand on a step stool to write that up there, but I wrote it up there because I want to let everyone know that I was going to be taller than all of them someday, but it didn't happen. So I want to buy a house with my wife. I want the two of us to buy a house together. And I'm probably going to have to buy more, but I already have, it's a styrofoam model kit to build a house in model. So I want to buy a house and then build that house in a miniature model. So, that's just something I want to do. But I want us to buy a house together, and then I want to build that house in miniature. So, yeah, I really want to buy a house. I want a place that we can just be like, okay, this is our home. We're renting right now, and, we've been there for, Ronnie had his first birthday there, and he's fixing to turn 7. So we've been there for 6 years. Well over the majority of our marriage was there. So yeah, it's not ours. There are things that I want to do to the house that I can't. Like, I want to put in the hallway, one wall, I want to rip out the sheetrock and put shelves in between the studs. I can't do that. I want to put shelves in between the studs that basically give us a giant bookshelf going down the wall of the hallway. I can't do that because it's not our house. I want to put new cabinets in the kitchen, and I want an actual countertop in the kitchen. I kind of want to redesign the kitchen a little bit. I can't do that because it's not our house. So I just want a place that can be ours. Also, I want to get an RV, and my wife and I tour the country. Now, this is planned for when I retire. Have an RV, have it paid off, have a house, have it paid off by the time I retire. and then take that year after I retire, and her and I, because we'll have, our kids will be grown. Definitely our kids will be grown. I'll probably have grandkids. Definitely have grandkids by then. Might even have great-grandkids. And I just want to travel the country. And there's actually, I found a map. It's how to travel the country in 1 year. And it's visiting all the major sites. So in that, I want to visit Pikes Peak. And I want to visit the Grand Canyon. And I visited the Pacific Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico. I've been in the Caribbean, but I want to visit historical places like Gettysburg. I'd love to visit that. And I want to, not just the big place, I want to visit all the little roadside attractions. And I forgot to put earrings in. Yep, forgot to put earrings in. But I want to visit all those little roadside attractions. I want to visit the museums. Not just like the Smithsonian and all that, but the little quirky museums. Like there's the toy and action figure museum not far from my house. I want to visit that. I want to tour the place. I want to go to Canton, Ohio and see the NFL Hall of Fame. Okay? And I would also love to visit every single NFL stadium. Not necessarily for a game, just to visit every single NFL stadium. And just take a picture outside every single NFL stadium. That'd be, 32 pictures? Something like that. So, yeah, I want to do that. Also, I want to, now we're on the topic of visiting, I want to visit Sheffield, England, and see Pete. And I want to go to York, which I guess technically would be Old York, because New York was supposed to be, New York. So, Old York, I guess. But I want to visit York. And I want to visit the Viking Museum there in York. And I want to eat authentic fish and chips. And I want to eat authentic haggis. What? Keeps logging on. And, I want to eat authentic haggis. And I want to do all that. And I want to have a pint. And I want, I want to do all that stuff. I want to see an old castle, which Pete said at York, that's an old castle. I want to do all that stuff, but not just the touristy stuff. I want to visit, over there they're called charity shops, but I want to visit the thrift shops, thrift stores. They're called charity shops over there. I want to visit them because you can get a great idea of the country by that type of stuff, because it's almost like a history of the country, and I really, really, really want to do that. So anytime we go anywhere, I like to visit either antique shops or thrift shops. It's just like, I don't know, it's just different. So I want to visit Sheffield, England, and I want to go on an Alaskan cruise with my wife. I just think that'll be really romantic. I've been on 2 Caribbean cruises in my life. Once when I was 16 years old with my family, and then once as an adult with a church group. But I really want to go on an Alaskan cruise. I think it'll be really romantic. Plus I'm fat, and I don't really have my bikini body, and I doubt I'll ever have my bikini body back. Bikini. But I want to, see the glaciers in Alaska. I want to do that, and to me, it just seems more elegant and more romantic, because the Caribbean cruises are really just party ships. I'm not a huge partier. I'm more chill, relaxed. I love the idea of my wife and I sitting out watching the stars, bundled up, snuggled up with blankets and, drinking coffee or hot chocolate. I just love that idea. Let's see. I also want to take my wife to Hawaii. She really wants to go to Hawaii, and I want to take her to Hawaii. Other bucket list stuff. I used to have this really planned out, but then I was just like, that's part of the year. I want to visit all the museums and historical sites. Oh, I wouldn't mind seeing Rome, the Roman Colosseum. I've been to the Mediterranean. I guess technically you can count that as a cruise. I was on a LSD class ship, USS Carter Hall, for about 8 months through the Mediterranean. I went through the Straits of Gibraltar, or the Pillars of Hercules. Went through the Suez Canal. I saw the Persian Gulf, the Mediterranean, Italy, Crete, all that stuff. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Roman Colosseum. So, and why are we stopping? See what else? I want to spend the rest of my life with my beautiful wife. Oh, here's another bucket list thing. Okay, besides spending the rest of my life with my beautiful wife, I want to, and this one might be a little morbid, but I want to, before I die, of course, I collect VHS and other nonsense type stuff. Okay, if you're not gonna get over, I'm just gonna go because you've had your blinker on for a while. My grandpa collected a bunch of stuff. My dad's dad, he collected coins and all that stuff. And whenever I pass away, and my family's going through why are you on the shoulder? You're driving on the shoulder. I want to have a treasure map hidden in my stuff for my family to find. And, maybe buried in the backyard or up in the corner of an attic or in the bottom of a closet, but it'll take them through different things, almost like a scavenger hunt, through different parts of, my life and stuff like that. And then whenever they find it, I just want it to be photos of my kids and my grandkids and memorabilia and stuff like that, and letters to them. So I really think that'd be a good idea. Of course, I'm not gonna die till I'm in my 80s, so I'm too stupid to die. I think by the time I get 80, I'll probably be wise enough to die. So, yeah. Oh, what else do I want to do? Oh, I'd really, really love to learn how to fly an airplane. And I get reminded of that every single day on the way to and from work, or also driving anywhere, almost anywhere in Norman, because we have a small airport in Norman, and it's also the University of Oklahoma Flight School is literally less than a mile from my house. And I literally believe I just misused that word. It's about a mile from my house, and there's the little, two-seater planes or small passenger planes taking off. The Highway Patrol has their planes and helicopters there. University of Oklahoma, there's a University of Oklahoma plane there that they use for recruiting, that Lincoln Riley now can hop on and be anywhere in the country to recruit a player. So yeah, so I get to see planes take off a lot, and I wouldn't mind. Like I've had dreams about flying, not where I'm flying like through the air, but just I'm in a cockpit and I'm flying an airplane. I've had those dreams. So yeah, I'm kind of lost track of what I've said. So we got the traveling, flying, buying a house, and then building the house in miniature, spoiling my grandkids. To reiterate what my grandparents' house was like. If you've seen the show Roseanne, okay, you see the kitchen, how the kitchen makes like an L shape, and then they got that table right there in the middle. That's kind of how my grandparents was, kind of. So I mean, it was smaller than that, but I just remember sitting around there playing card games, or mostly watching play card games. I was the youngest, but just everyone sitting around the table. Matter of fact, one of my most fondest memories growing up, all the grandkids woke up, and we were there for Thanksgiving, and all the grandkids woke up, and of course all the parents were still asleep, but the grandkids woke up and we were hungry. And Grandma, Grandma Joy, she started cooking for us. And the more she cooked, the more we ate. I think we went through 2 or 3 dozen eggs, a couple pounds of sausage, a couple pounds of bacon, I think 3 or 4 skillets of gravy, several things of biscuits. And Grandma, she was just like, "Are y'all full yet?" We're just kept eating, so she kept cooking. Finally, the parents started waking up, and the moms were like, "Y'all stop that." My grandma looked at them, Grandma Joy, and she goes, "This is my house, and as long as my grandkids are under my house, they're not going to be hungry." And we just, it's not like we were saying, "Grandma, make us more stuff." It's just she had so much love for She had so much love for us that she enjoyed that. She wanted to do that. And sorry, I got remembered of when I told this story, and last time I told this story was at her funeral. They had a video thing for a couple of the relatives that couldn't get there, and but yeah, she just had so much love for us, and that's how I want my house to be. That's how I want my house to be. I don't necessarily want to have the biggest house or the fanciest house, the most high-tech house, but I want my grandkids and my kids to know that when they're there, they're safe. So yeah, I'm getting close to work. Oh, it's raining up ahead. So, and plus it's about to time out anyway, so that's a good spot to end it. My, I guess, partial bucket list. Yeah. Oh, also, yeah, well, that's all for now. Bye.